So, controversial topic about to go down here. Bodybuilding, CrossFit, two very, very different sports. And this video really is why I've made the decision to switch. You know, I'm an Ifbbpro fitness athlete, Ifbbpro bodybuilder. I've competed at 2 Olympias. I've just come back to from the Arnold's, and I announced that the Arnold's was going to be, you know, my final show for a good while, and why I've, you know, the fact that I've found other things and that I need to take a break from bodybuilding. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about decisions as to why I want to take a break from bodybuilding, and also, you know, why I've got the interest in CrossFit. I'm not here to compare, you know, one versus the other, which one's better, because I am that human in the middle that actually really likes both. I just don't want to do one at the moment because I'm favouring one of the other ones. So I've been doing bodybuilding this is my 8th year, and I've never really taken a considerable amount of time off. So it was always, you know, the discussion with me and my coach, the fact that you should take a year off at some point just to give your body a rest. Obviously, bodybuilding is very, I mean, all sport is very intense, but bodybuilding is you stripping your body fat down when you're prepping for a show anyway, you know, maintaining as much muscle as possible, but stripping your body fat down to very low levels. And that requires a lot of hard work and dieting, and the constant dieting, you know, it puts pressure on your body. I specifically, you know, I've talked about, I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but I've talked about, you know, my kidney health, just because they're under so much pressure, and it's not healthy. But bodybuilding is not healthy. It doesn't hurt to prep for a bodybuilding show, you know, once in a while, but I think the thing that's happened, and it's because I've absolutely loved it. I've fell in love with the sport. It's been my life. I've had a career out of it. I've got a career in it, and it's just something that I absolutely have loved. But it's at the point where I needed to take a break because it's not healthy to constantly be malnourishing your body for so long. And so it was always in the plan to take a break, for health reasons. And that was because, like I said, I need to give my body a break from constant dieting. Having competed for the last 7 years, I've probably taken about 5 months off, was like my longest off season. I've been a pro the last 3 years, so I've done qualifiers. I've won qualifiers, been to the Olympias, obviously just been to the Arnold's. But as an amateur, you know, I was doing 4 shows a year. 1 year I did 7, then I did 5, and this was all just pre to then me becoming a pro. And when I became a pro, I was like, you know, I need to really up my game, and hence why, you know, things got even more intense. I was training harder, I was dieting a lot stricter, and I pulled my body fat down to the leanest levels I've ever been, and it was great, and I've loved it, and I would never ever regret anything, because I've just had the most amazing few years. You know, bodybuilding has kept me out of a very dark place, having been through a lot of personal stuff, you know, a couple of years ago, and it gave me focus, it gave me drive, and also it changed the way I look at life. I decided that life is too short to be anything but happy, and hence why I was like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is what I love doing. So I have absolutely had an amazing time, but there comes a time where, you know, I'm wanting to put my health first, and I need to give my body a break from constant dieting. So that's kind of the main reason. However, during my off season, the love for CrossFit has kind of been building the past couple of years. In my off season, I've ended up going down to the CrossFit gym, you know, meeting a load of great people, and also a lot of females who are just hardcore athletes. Like, they are fit and strong, and I just found myself being really inspired in a different way to kind of what I've been inspiring to be on the bodybuilding stage. And you know, I've always focused on aesthetics and looking good from a bodybuilding point of view, but I've always had that part of me where I've done the fitness category that's been like, you know, I'm not just judged on my aesthetics, because we do fitness, we do the routine. And yeah, so there's always been a big part of me that's been like, no, I'm not just judged on my aesthetics, etc. And I've loved that about fitness. And obviously, you know, I have a gymnastics background that links in really well to fitness. So in my off season, I've been going down to CrossFit gym, my local CrossFit gym, CrossFit Colchester, and yeah, just loving the workouts. Like, I feel like I'm pushing my CV level to a level it's never been before. I'm fitter than I ever have been the past 2 years. I used to play football as like a teenager, but I am so much fitter now than what I was back then. From both my bodybuilding, you know, I did a lot of HIIT training the last few years, and I just love HIIT training. I love working hard and pushing my CV level, because it's something that I've never really, you know, I've never had great CV, but it feels good to be challenging myself in a different way than kind of just hypertrophy and aesthetics that I have been doing for, you know, the bulk of the last however many years I've been training. So it was just that the new style of training, I was like, I feel epic. Like, I feel like a fit, strong athlete, just from seeing myself progress in that small amount in the off season. And I just absolutely loved it. And then I decided that I was going to do the Arnold's as my final show before taking the year off, because it's the Arnold's and it was a dream to go. So I was so excited to prep for it, and I just knew I had to do it. But I just, you know, I went back into my weights and my dieting and my HIIT training and my cardio, and you know, it's still all good. I still enjoy it, but just something had really changed this time round. You know, my sessions, you know, you're depleting yourself down, you're malnourishing your body, you're in a calorie deficit. The first few weeks, I smashed it. Like, I dropped 3 kilos because I hadn't run out of energy. I was still doing a bit of CrossFit, but I really cleaned up my diet, and I really felt improvements from CrossFit. It's very anterior based. I'd managed to gain some size on my shoulders and my quads, and I was like, oh, you know, this is amazing. I loved it, but it runs out very, very quickly. And I only did a short prep, maintained a lean off season on purposely to make sure that I could do a short prep. To not kind of put too much pressure on my health, because the longer the prep, obviously the more effect on health, and B, because I wanted to go intense, you know, I wanted the intensity up. So it started amazing, but it ran out very quickly. I think I kind of crashed and burned, and you know, something that you know is going to happen. But basically at that point, I didn't enjoy my training. I was weak, and where I'd been training like hardcore in my off season, and then I wasn't enjoying it, and I was like, what am I doing? And as much as I was dropping weight and I was feeling good, I got to a point where I hated what I was doing to my body. I knew there was affecting my health. I wasn't having productive gym sessions, and my headspace wasn't there, which obviously made it worse. So I think just from, it was that really, I guess, that kind of, I was like, I'm not enjoying this. And everybody will know bodybuilding is, because it's an opinion, and you can win one day and you can place last the next day, because it's an opinion. You have different judges, different athletes on a different day has a different opinion. So, you know, you can do it and you want to win. I always wanted to win when I'm competing, because I'm competitive, but it's an opinion. And so no matter what you do, you have to enjoy the process. That's what I say to all my clients. I'm like, don't panic about other girls. Don't think about this or that. It's like, this is your journey, and you have to enjoy the process, because what's the point of doing something if you're freaking grumpy? And don't get me wrong, there's being tired and hungry and hangry and energyless, which you know, I've done this for so long, I can deal with that. But then when there is not enjoying what you're doing to the point that you have to really dial in and be like, you've got 4 weeks, this is your last show, just suck it up. But yeah, if you don't enjoy the process, then you shouldn't be doing it. Why would you do it? And so I guess that this was kind of what done it for me, was that I was no longer enjoying, like, I like a challenge, and I was no longer enjoying trying to pull my body fat crazily low, because I was weak in the gym. I couldn't do decent HIIT sessions, and I just didn't enjoy it. And I was kind of like, you know, you've got to push through. I had to do the Arnold's, and I'm so happy with what I bought. Like, you know, I didn't even do very well, and normally it really upsets me. But I guess I was like, you know, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to, you know, it's an opinion. I look good. I was happy. I performed a routine that is up on my socials. There is a video on YouTube as well, that I just absolutely loved, and I just wanted to go out on a high. So I guess in a nutshell, really, I have found a new passion for training style. It also, you know, I don't have to diet. I can give my body a break. I can actually I'm really looking forward to fueling, like properly fueling my body. And also I just want health, and I'm gonna really focus on health through nutrition, and fueling my body, doing some kick-ass workouts, getting stronger, you know, pushing my CV, and just new fitness goals, really. And the CrossFit I've just found a new passion. So I'm not going to go too much into you know, the CrossFit side, because I'm very new. I don't know much about it, but it's definitely what I'm looking forward to doing in the future. So if you want to follow, you know, my journey from bodybuilder to CrossFit, and then be sure to hit subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot of content, because I think that there's a lot of people that will be interested, and also a lot of people who have done bodybuilding for a while, and who, you know, want to, you know, they're coming away from it and they're wanting to do other things. So I also kind of want to reach them people, coming from someone like myself who's done bodybuilding to kind of the top level, to then you know, have just being able to just be like, this is what I want to do, and not worry about it. So yes, hit subscribe, and also go and or watch out on my Instagram for my live Instagram chat with Mel, who I'm speaking to about kind of the same sort of topics. So it's a live chat, 8 o'clock on Thursday. You'll be able to tune in, and I'll be answering questions.